Now at 5, how a 4-state college is working to turn the tide on a national shortage of EMS and EMT workers.
Former President Donald Trump campaigns out west while Vice President Kamala Harris visits the battleground state of Pennsylvania. I'm Natalie Brand with the latest headlines from the campaign trail.
And smiles at school today. Carthage Elementary students get a visit from a local dentist to learn about the importance of dental hygiene.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. According to a study from the American Ambulance Association, in 2022, 39% of part-time EMT and 55% of full-time positions were unfilled. Crowder College's EMS program could help fill that gap. In Crowder College, students got to see a helicopter landing on campus during class today, inspiring the next generation of EMS workers. The EMS program director says it's important for their students to know how to prepare for a helicopter landing, especially here in a rural city where for severe emergencies, patients may have to be taken to larger cities. Medical flights cut off travel time, which can be the difference between saving a patient's life.
More prevalent in rural areas just because of transport times and the availability of certain aspects of and certain hospital capabilities that aren't sometimes prevalent in your smaller communities that you do see in your larger metropolitan areas.
Ritter hopes this experience inspires the next generation of EMS workers to continue their training and become certified for air medical services. Cornerstone Dental stopped by Mark Twain Elementary School in Carthage today, speaking to first graders about the importance of proper dental care. Tips included the best ways to brush your teeth and gums. This visit is part of the Community Helpers Initiative, where local leaders come to talk to our students about the importance of jobs within the community.
Taking care of your mouth at a young age is setting a good foundation. You know, we want healthy smiles and a healthy body, and part of that is learning these things at a young age.
The event concluded with students asking the hygienist questions about their first day at the dentist. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, of course, turned out to be a nice Friday for us today. Temperatures pretty good, cooler due to the clouds kind of hanging around most of the day. 79 was our high, 64 is where we started, 83 is where we should be topping out for this time of the year. 77 in Joplin, 80 in Pittsburgh. Quite a bit warmer once you get into our western counties where you've had sunshine most of the day. So we have upper 80s and then you got lower 70s off to our east. So about a 15-degree spread. We'll slide back through the 70s into the 60s during the evening hours. Can still see the clouds pretty thick in Missouri, even in a few little showers, which have been popping up right around Stockton Lake. Besides that, we look okay. 4-state Friday night high school football. If you're heading out to some of the area games, 77 by kickoff, 69 by the fourth quarter. We're going to look at your weekend here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, former President Donald Trump defended some of his more recent controversial decisions during a press conference in California. He's now off to the battleground state of Nevada for a rally this evening. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris is reaching out to voters in Pennsylvania. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Speaking at his Los Angeles golf club, former President Donald Trump says he will not debate Vice President Kamala Harris again. Reporters also pressed Trump on doubling down on his false assertion that migrants in Springfield, Ohio are abducting and eating people's pets. City officials say there's no evidence.
I can say this, we will do large deportations from Springfield, Ohio.
And he defended traveling with Laura Loomer, the far-right social media activist who posted a racist comment about Vice President Harris's Indian heritage.
I can't tell Laura what to do. Laura's a supporter. I have a lot of supporters, but I don't know what exactly.
Republicans on Capitol Hill, from Marjorie Taylor Greene to Tom Tillis, have come out against Loomer. Senator Tillis calling her, quote, a crazy conspiracy theorist who regularly utters disgusting garbage intended to divide Republicans. The Harris campaign has been trying to win over disillusioned Republicans nationwide. Today, the vice president is campaigning in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, in parts of the state that traditionally vote Republican. Harris's running mate, Governor Tim Walz, campaigning in battleground Michigan, alluded to the strategy behind making an appeal to the middle. Some states will begin early voting this month, with most states offering the ability to vote either in person or by mail ahead of November 5th. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Early voting in Alabama is already underway, with more states soon to follow. More than 33,000 Boeing union workers are now on strike after they overwhelmingly rejected Boeing's contract offer. The strike will essentially halt Boeing production lines in the Seattle area, including work on the 737 MAX. The rejected deal included a 25% wage increase for all employees, a $3,000 lump sum payment, enhanced retirement plans, lowered employee health care costs, plus 12 weeks of paid parental leave. But the workers want to see a 40% raise and a return of pensions, which is a no-go for the company. Today, Boeing Starliner astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams spoke with the media for the first time since NASA announced they would remain on the International Space Station until February. The pair launched on what was billed as an 8-day mission on the Boeing Starliner in early June, but problems with the spacecraft prevented them from returning to Earth until they can catch a ride on a SpaceX Dragon capsule in February of 2025. Still ahead, a new self-defense law in Florida.
More and more development means bear encounters are becoming more and more common. I'm Cristian Benavides in St. James City, Florida, with the controversial way the state is responding.
And next in Health Watch, the FDA approves Apple's hearing aid feature, which experts say could be a game changer for hearing loss. Topping today's Health Watch, now to an innovation that can help millions of Americans hear more clearly. It's software for a pair of AirPods that you might already have in your pocket. As Nancy Chen reports, this could be a game changer for hearing loss.
Experts tell CBS News this could help ease the stigma around traditional hearing devices. Yesterday, the FDA approved Apple's hearing aid feature. It's software that will soon roll out on Apple's latest generation of wireless earbuds, the AirPods Pro 2, essentially turning them into over-the-counter hearing aids. Apple says it takes about 5 minutes to complete the hearing test, and after that, the software helps users self-fit their AirPods as aids. It allows adjustments on the volume, tone, and balance settings. The FDA's research, it found users with mild to moderate hearing loss who set up the hearing aid feature themselves achieved similar benefits to those who received professional help. That can mean anywhere from having trouble hearing soft sounds to people speaking at normal volumes. More than 30 million Americans suffer from some level of hearing loss, so this could provide more access without the need of a professional. The FDA made hearing aids available without seeing a doctor 2 years ago. One word of caution from them, though, is that over-the-counter hearing aids are not a treatment for those with severe hearing loss, and they should consult with a healthcare professional. But this is also more affordable. Apple's newest AirPods Pro retail for $249, which is a fraction of how much traditional aids cost that can reach into the thousands. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Well, in many American kitchens, cinnamon is the star of the spice rack, but a new investigation found hidden dangers. Consumer Reports tested 36 cinnamon products from both mainstream and smaller brands. Their study found 12 of the samples contained elevated levels of lead, with several measuring above 2 parts per million. The FDA has no official limit for lead in spices, but no amount of the metal is considered safe, especially after last year's tainted cinnamon applesauce gave hundreds of children lead poisoning.
The real reason anyone cares about this and about heavy metals is because they accumulate in the body over time, and they can cause all sorts of problems, and particularly developmental problems with children, including central nervous system problems, ADHD. It's been linked to ADHD.
And for details on which products were flagged for high lead and which had the safest levels, you can check out Consumer Reports online. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, our Air Adventures takes us to Grove, Oklahoma.
Plus, our temperature is going to heat up a bit as we head into the weekend. We're going to look at that. Well, of course, not a bad Friday for us today. A lot of clouds, especially on the Missouri side, kept the temperatures down a bit. But areas that saw quite a bit of sunshine, you guys warmed up more into the mid to upper 80s. Great shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, let's jump into the most important thing this evening, which of course is 4-State Friday night high school football. Kickoffs at 7, 77 degrees, 69 by the fourth quarter. We're going to have partly cloudy skies. We're going to stay dry, so it looks pretty good. Quite a bit cooler in Missouri due to those clouds. Monette 72, Cassville 72, 75, and Stockton. Let's go to the other end. Sedan at 90, Nowata 89, Yates Center at 88, and then in between, of course, in between. Partly cloudy skies, currently 77. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10 in Joplin, and you can see kind of the back edge of clouds right through southeastern Kansas, through Miami, down through Grand Lake, and then some hit and miss showers once you get out across southwestern parts of Missouri. But most of us are dry. Most of us will stay dry. Still, we're watching the center of circulation of our upper level low, which once was Hurricane Francine, just kind of spinning just to the north of Memphis. It's going to get kind of hung up out here in the southeastern parts of the U.S. Out toward the west, we're watching storm systems load, which is great, but we do have one big issue with that, and it's that big area of high pressure. So let's go through the weekend. Here's the remnants of Francine just kind of hanging out, not really bothering us. Storm systems out to the west, but this area of high pressure really blocks up from allowing any storm systems to drive in, so they lift up into Canada. So now we're into late next week, still high pressure in charge. Yeah, we're going to get some showers in here, but with this setup, we can't get a system to drive through the region and give us widespread heavy amounts of rain. But we do have some rain chances in the forecast, but that right there is our problem of getting some rain. All right, let's go through time. Clouds continue to break up tonight. We drop back low to mid 60s. Let's go into your Saturday. Some thunderstorms out to our west, not affecting us. We get into the upper 80s for afternoon highs, 86, 87, 88 degrees as we go into the afternoon. All right, Saturday night looks pretty good. Once we go into Sunday, some showers and thunderstorms central parts of Missouri. Probably won't make it in here, so partly cloudy skies. High temps into the mid 80s once again. So breaking down your weekend, 88 on Saturday, 86 on Sunday. We're just not going to have much in the way of concerns of humidity, which is great. Heading into next week, let's look at those rain chances. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms trying to get in here Wednesday into Thursday. Again, doesn't look very widespread. If that area of high pressure will break down a little bit, maybe a few more changes. Still some chances lasting into Saturday, Friday and Saturday. But again, we need a storm system to really drive through the region to get some heavy amounts of rain. 88 Saturday, 86 on Sunday. Monday, 85, 88 on Tuesday, and then those at least slight chances for thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week.
Well, the temperatures are great. You can't complain about that.
Yeah,
those
sure. Look pretty good.
Yeah, nice, warm, perfect description.
You got it.
There you go. Thanks, Doug. Well, bear encounters are becoming more common in some parts of the country as development pushes the animals out of their habitat. Bear activity also spikes in the fall. As CBS's Christian Benavides reports, a new Florida law to address human-bear interactions is raising eyebrows.
Pine Island, Florida resident Joanna Anderson threw chicken scraps into the trash, and this Florida black bear made it his midnight snack.
We just thought of, how did it even get on the island?
Anderson lives nowhere near a bear habitat, but now has a latch on her trash can.
I failed to see how a bear could get in here.
A rise in bear encounters has led Florida to enact a controversial new law, allowing people to kill the animals to avoid imminent death or serious bodily injury to their self, another person, or a pet.
Bear was over here.
In the Orlando area, a man shot a bear to protect his dog, one of 2 fatal encounters since the law took effect in July. Wildlife expert Ned Bruja says the measure goes too far.
It's not only a license to kill, it's a license to go out joy trophy hunting.
There are about 4,000 Florida black bears, now a recovered species after being classified as threatened not long ago.
As long as you're not wearing a rope necklace with a freshly grilled pork chop around your neck, which it's not going to care about anyway, that bear doesn't want anything to do with you.
Bears may look like they move slowly, but the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission says they can run at speeds of up to 35 miles per hour and even climb a 100-foot tree in just 30 seconds.
The best way to keep bears away: ensure there's no food source around, clean and store grills, remove bird feeders, and secure that garbage.
A bear is going to take this, throw it around, go to something easier.
If you do encounter a black bear, make yourself look big and make noise. If you do that, Bruja says the bear will likely just run away. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Pine Island, Florida.
There have been a little more than 36 physical interactions between humans and bears in Florida since 2006, and none of them fatal for the humans. Well, coming up, businesses around the world are experimenting with artificial intelligence, and now ice cream makers in Italy are using it to create a new frontier of flavors. Topping Consumer Watch, businesses around the world are experimenting with artificial intelligence, using tools like ChatGPT to increase sales. Ice cream makers in Italy say it's helping them to scoop up new customers. CBS's Tina Kraus has the story.
Italy has a centuries-old love affair with ice cream. And a gelato maker in Milan is giving it a 21st century twist, churning out new flavors with the help of artificial intelligence. We started using ChatGPT, says Gianfranco Sampo, who owns the ice cream parlor. He says the AI tool helped to create a new frontier of flavors after they fed the chatbot a list of more than 7 dozen current recipes. The first creation is white chocolate with a berry sauce, balsamic vinegar, and caramelized black pepper, he says, a combination I never would have thought of. Makers say skeptics stopped complaining after the first taste. I chose the 2 flavors created with artificial intelligence, this customer says. I must say this is very balanced, so it's very good. Another AI special, vegan salted and sandblasted hazelnut with oat milk and peaches sautéed in Prosecco. Massimo Grasso is credited as the gelato genius who put AI into the mix and says he's not worried technology will take his job away. He says ChatGPT is not able to balance a recipe, so for the moment, my role is still fundamental. And chatbots can't eat it either. And that's sweet news for customers. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
Gelato makers say their experiment proves AI can sometimes be used to help companies without the need to get rid of jobs. A final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we go on the road with a man who struggled with addiction and turned his life around after he ran into trouble with the law. And then on KOAM News at 6, Jasper County authorities investigate an early morning shooting that sent 1 person to the hospital. Plus, 2 suspects in the death of a 2-year-old child at a home in Commerce, Oklahoma, appear in court for the first time this afternoon. And the city of Joplin honors a former state senator today with a park dedication. Also at 6, we take to the sky on an air adventure to explore Grove, Oklahoma. We'll show you a bird's eye view of the city from its downtown stores and restaurants to the Grand Lake State Park that draws visitors from all over. That's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 6. Final check of the weather.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty good as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Temperatures, they are going to be down to lower 60s, 86 for us on Sunday, 85 on Monday. We really need the rain, obviously. We do have chances next week, but they're still not great chances. We're just kind of in this dry stretch.
Well, you know, we showed some lake video there. It's almost like lake weather again this weekend.
Yeah, it's not bad actually at all.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.